Warning! This is an adult-oriented podcast about really perverse things like communication and consent. If you're under 18 and looking for answers to questions about sex or kink, please visit scarleteen.com. For the dude bro listeners out there, this is nerdy shit. Fuck off.
Somebody help that poor submissive.
Look, up there in the sky.
It's a bird.
It's a plane?
Is that a flogger? Someone's gotta be having a good time.
As the kink signal shines brightly in the night sky, we know that there is fuckery afoot.
What kind of fucking town is this?
No worries, as they've listened to the Gotham Press beforehand, so all will be safe, sane, and consensual.
Well, that's reassuring.
Right?
Yeah, but what's the Gotham Press?
What is the Gotham Press, you ask?
It's about time you tell us, don't you think?
Well, I'll let the Cape Crusaders themselves educate you on that.
I can take commands if I want to, but lucky for you, I don't want to. I can take commands if I want to, but lucky for you, I don't want to.
Are you saying take a man if I want to?
I can take a man if I want to.
Take a man?
Take your man.
Take my men?
I can take a man if I want to.
I have two.
I can take a man if I want to.
I have two.
But lucky for you, I don't want to.
Good. I'm glad.
You are now listening to the world-famous Gotham Press podcast.
Hello, Gothamites! Thanks for joining us again. Boy, I missed you. This is micromanager Lala, and I haven't been here in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Or we had a dead week? Did we have a dead week?
We did have a dead week, and then there was a recording. Was there another recording?
Wait, I think there was a recording, and I was here, but I don't really remember that.
Yeah, it was an out-of-body experience for me, too.
Interesting. I don't know, but your beard sure looks nice.
Thank you. I got it trimmed, and it's looking ever so sexy.
Yeah, I touched it. It was soft.
Dude, okay. So I went to a barbershop actually yesterday, and there was a woman standing there that was fucking tatted up and looked like what's her other name? Rose. What's that actress?
Ligaro?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
Anyway, I mean, looked absolutely hardcore pinup.
Okay.
I mean, just, oh my God, want to jizz in my pants while I'm sitting in her barber chair.
Okay.
So she's just chilling there, leaning up against the counter, and nobody's coming to her. There's fucking 5 guys waiting in the lobby for anyone to open up, or someone specific to open up, I guess, but they weren't going to her. And no, I got no problem going to a woman. Let's do this.
Because they're insecure, right?
Yeah. It's like, what the fuck? So I needed to get a beard trim. I needed to get a haircut. I went over to her, and she did a fucking phenomenal job.
Bless.
And
she was nice to look at while you did it.
She was.
Oh, yeah.
She was not difficult on the eyes at all.
Not.
She. I wasn't gonna say not hard on the eyes, but yeah.
Maybe hard in your pants.
Possibly. I will not confirm or deny that, but we talked for a good portion of the trimming, and she right.
She had to stand between your legs to do the trimming?
A little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, she did a wonderful job, and I do believe I'll be going back to her again.
Good.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, Greedy.
Hey, Woody.
I hear voices.
I hear voices all the time.
All the
What
time.
voices are you hearing?
I'm hearing a voice to the right of me and a voice to the front of me. Wait, that's my left.
Voice to
but
the
regardless.
Right, voice to the left. Here I am, standing stuck in the middle with you.
I like to sing.
Hi, who are you guys?
Hi, I'm Mangie. I'm Honey.
Welcome to our podcast. I'm so excited you guys are here.
I am also excited. I'm a little nervous. I have no idea what you guys are going to do.
Well, after the spanking comes the oral sex.
Oh, no.
Not
Here
sure
we
how I
go.
feel about that.
Well, you don't have to participate.
Don't get my fur dirty.
I'll watch.
I'm a voyeur.
Fur dirty.
I'm a voyeur, too. Kind of a exhibitionist.
He said don't get his fur dirty. I think we just got a little clue on what's going on today.
Oh, wow.
But before we get into why you guys are here, we have some random crap to talk about.
Let's dive into it.
Oh yeah, let's dive into it. I like cruises. How do you feel about cruises?
I've never been on one.
Neither have I. Do you like the ocean?
Oh, hell yeah. I love the ocean.
And we already have established prior to this podcast potting that you guys like whales.
Oh
yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, sometimes you can see whales on a cruise ship.
Wow.
From a cruise ship, not that they're on the cruise ship.
Or I'm actually terrified of tsunamis. It's like one of those things that I just can't get over.
Yeah, I get that. It's irrational though.
Did you know the safest place to be during a tsunami is at ocean?
Bet.
Like, seriously.
I would bet money that that's an incorrect.
Me too.
I think he's
Okay.
correct. If you're beyond,
If you're within like 10 miles of the ocean, the safest place to be during a tsunami is out on the ocean.
is 11 miles out in the ocean.
I thought you were talking about like standing in the ocean, and I'm
No,
like,
no.
I don't think.
I figured he meant on a boat.
On a boat is specifically what I meant.
Okay, but let's talk about why I said that cruise ship thing.
Okay.
Apparently, there's a geek getaway planned for a LARP cruise. So if you're
What?
into LARPing, which is live action role play, you can go on a cruise,
That sounds exciting,
right? But here's the part I don't like about it. Because, I mean, I would go. That would be so much fun. But you can't wear masks, you can't wear full face makeup, and you can't wear elf ears. So if you're playing as an elf, you can't, like, do green face with green vines and make yourself like an attractive wood elf, which is what I would do. So how do you portray who your character is if you can't do that? I just disagree with that rule.
Out of body experiences.
I'm just thinking about you running around as Arthur Kirkland.
Don't
from,
you?
From Italia?
I can't believe you. I literally can't believe you've done this.
I don't know who that is.
Can't believe you've done this.
It's
an anime.
It's a character.
It's a character
I don't
from an
do
anime,
anime.
but they're human.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys would go on a LARPing cruise.
Oh, hell yeah.
Potentially.
I mean, but does that kind of make you go,
Well, I think one of the main things I like about LARPing is the kind of escapism, and passing like a window and seeing myself in the mirror is kind of like disconcerting, especially since I'm not going to be able to properly portray the character without a wig or makeup or prosthetics.
Right.
So I could see why you would think that way, but like depending on what the theme is, like if it's medieval or if it's like fantasy, it could still be really fun.
Yeah, I mean, it said there's going to be like LARPing puzzle games, like
escape rooms,
like an escape room.
Do you watch Supernatural?
I don't.
So there's this episode of Supernatural where they're all LARPing. They're dressed up as these characters from the TV show Supernatural, but they read it in a book. So they are set in a human world for the most part. There are monsters and stuff, but a lot of people were dressed as the two main characters who are human, and they're all LARPing. You don't necessarily have to be something like a drow or wood elf, an orc.
But that just makes it more fun.
That makes it so much more fun.
It does. So just be human.
Yeah.
I would totally go drow.
I love drow.
What's the point of having a human character? You are a human.
I agree. Thank you.
Human characters are overrated.
You're right.
I mean, if you're gonna role play, the whole idea is to role play something that you would never normally be.
Yeah, like something you can't be, like a rock star or a giant husky.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but nobody ever does that.
Nobody.
No one.
ever
Never.
does
That is abnormal.
That's weird. Who would dress up as a giant husky?
Oh my god, hearing that out of your mouth was funny.
Speaking of just dressing up as a giant husky, did you guys hear about the furries that stopped the
Domestic violence.
domestic violence?
Yeah,
Ew, we're
and-
talking about furries now?
Well, you said dress up as a giant husky, so it kind of just like,
Yeah, I heard about that. That was at Further Confusion up in San Jose.
Oh yeah.
okay.
And, yeah, they were like full
Late-ish
suit.
January.
Yeah, there's a photo posted of a pink fox, it looks like, and then a orange fox, possibly.
Yeah,
Foxes are
that's
common.
really impressive if they're hard to move in. How do you stop anything like that?
They're hard to move in. You know
Yeah.
that for a fact?
Yeah.
Huh, we'll get back to that. Yeah, so what happened was a car pulled up and they could hear screaming and they saw someone like punching the driver, like physically punching the driver. So they both, I guess, threw their heads off and pulled the guy out of the car and held him down until...
Which head though?
Oh my god, I can just picture. Just imagine, if you will, this asshole beating the shit out of somebody in a car. And then suddenly two giant foxes rush the car, pull the douchebag out of the car, and then pin him to the ground.
I don't know at what point they took their heads off. Perhaps their heads were already off. But in the photo, the car door is open and two foxes are holding this guy down without heads. So
That's fantastic.
I am just hopeful that they had their heads on while they pulled him out.
It would have to be those hyper realistic suits. So it's just like
that would be
literally super tall giant foxes.
The
That would be
tail
epic.
looked bigger than myself.
Yeah.
But I don't know for sure. So we can try to post the photo on Discord later just so you all know what we're talking about. But yeah, a pink fox and an orange fox. Saving the world.
Sounds like sherbet to me, like pink and orange.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Wonder if that's what their name was.
Sherbet?
Not all heroes
Both of
wear
them.
capes. Some of them wear foxtails.
Oh, hell yeah. Heads are optional.
Yeah.
Oh, Jeebus.
Whale.
It's a deep subject.
Whales.
Oh, I like whales.
They breach sometimes, I guess.
I wonder if Bad Dragon makes a whale.
They don't. But you can buy the whale on... They have like the specific mold. Some of them are like 4 feet long.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
But they do make them.
Impale me.
They kind of look like giant tongues.
Tongues.
Those would have to be fucking expensive.
Hey, you could
Oh,
sleep
yeah.
on that.
Oh, yeah,
If
you
it's
could.
a jelly.
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah.
Honestly,
Right.
now I have to sew up a beanbag whale dick.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see it when you're done. Hey, let's talk about Sin for a second, because you and I went to Sin in the city
Yeah.
in Vegas.
Well, we sort of went to Sin in the City.
We went with the idea that we were going to go and sin in the city.
Yeah.
Instead,
Lame.
Instead, we went and gambled.
well, you did. I didn't.
That's a sin.
I don't gamble.
Christian.
The thing was with it being closed or discontinued. What's the word?
Theoretically discontinued,
Right.
at least for that location, because allegedly somebody went to the city and or county and blabbed that they were having an adult-themed festival at this hotel. And the hotel is not zoned for adult entertainment.
Right. And so they
So-
had to close it down about a week prior to the event. But we had already had our reservations and we said, hey, we're going to go anyways. Then we found out that there was this thing called still sinning, hashtag still sinning. Mm-hmm. So on the way there, I can't really look at my phone in the car because I get car sick. But I did get some information that there was a gay bar that was hosting some events, but there was no schedule and there was no way of finding out how to get there because they like closed the secret website to everybody. So like we didn't even hear about the leather person competition until
after it was done.
Well, no.
I didn't hear about it until after we were home.
I heard about it because a friend said, hey, are you coming to the leather competition? And I said, well, we don't know anything about it. What time does it start? And she said 7. Well, that's when our reservation was.
Oh, yeah.
So we just made our own plans and had our own good time. But so
It was a good time.
Vegas was fun, but part of my suitcase did not get utilized.
Most a pity.
All my fishnets and corsets and wigs.
That sucks.
We know who to blame.
It's not Heckler's fault. Don't look at Heckler.
Oh, is it my fault?
It's not your fault either.
Oh.
It's my fault.
We don't know who to blame. Who do we blame?
It's me.
We blame the person that blabbed. Was it you, Mangie? Did you blab?
I did not.
I didn't think so.
No. But
No.
No, the rumor that I heard, and again, this is strictly rumor. I haven't got it confirmed yet, so I'm gonna say it because it sounds fun. The rumor was that somebody that was banned a previous year went and snitched and got the entire event shut down. So I don't know if that's the truth. I don't know if it'll happen again next year. So we'll have to wait and find out.
Well, I heard that rumor too, and I heard that was why they shut down the secret hashtag still sinning website was because they were afraid that person was going to snitch again. So anyway, let's move on to fun things.
Okay, let's move on to fun things. What do we have for fun things?
Fun, furry, fun and furry?
Fun, furry, and freaky.
Fun, furry, and freaky?
Fuzz.
Do you guys know anything about fun, freaky furries?
No, not at all.
Nothing?
Nope.
But there's a furry head behind me, so I'm kind of beg to differ.
Yeah, we know a little bit about
You do?
the furry
I
fandom.
thought so. No, you can't lie to me. You all can't lie.
Oh, no, we can't.
Y'all.
Y'all. I don't know why I suddenly became Southern.
Y'all.
La la, the slack-jawed yokel.
Yodelay-hee-hoo.
Oh my god.
Okay, so we asked you here because you are into the furry...
Fandom.
You keep saying fandom, and that is one of my questions. Fandom. What does that mean to you, the fandom?
I think the official terminology is like, it's called fandom, but it's like fan kingdom, kind of. So it's like a group of people who are really into certain things. Not like into them, but like they love, like there's fandoms for like animes, and then there's fandoms for adult cartoons. Like there's a Rick and Morty fandom.
So is like BDSM kink a fandom? Like, so
no,
That one's more of a community.
Yeah, a fandom is a community, but a community is not a fandom.
So,
mind blown.
I guess you can call it a fandom.
Okay.
So typically, when you're talking about fandom, it's more you're a fan of something, but you're really part of the kinky community. You're a fan of something that maybe isn't necessarily, something real that you partake in. Being kinky is a lifestyle. Being furry, like, there's a lot of an art aspect to it, and you can live, your life like that, but it's not necessarily something you do daily.
A fandom would be like if you really liked Harry Potter, like books or TV shows or comics, stuff like that is fandom. But BDSM is a concept, not really like a book or a TV show you can be a fan of.
I mean, 50 Shades of Grey.
But
I'm just garbage. I'm just throwing that out there. Like, there could be a fandom of...
There is a fandom for 50 Shades of Grey. They sell merch. They don't really have conventions, but I'm sure they have little book clubs. But BDSM as a whole is not really like a fandom.
Okay.
But
do you consider being a furry a kink?
No, I don't consider being a furry a kink because sometimes it's like completely wholesome. Sometimes you just like dressing up as a giant anthropomorphic animal. But sometimes people do see it as a kink. It can be fetishized, but the furry fandom itself is not a kink community.
Okay, so since we're diving this deep into it already, Lala and I have prepared a series of questions we're going to call Fact or Crap. Okay, and she's going to read off some questions to you. If you would please, one or both of you chime in whether or not it's fact or crap, and then give an example, give a reason. Okay, so Lala, what's the first question?
And some of these are really blunt and a little bit naughty. But
I think we're among our own people here.
Some of them are just rumors that we've heard, and we know nothing about this. What did you call it?
Fandom?
Community, fandom.
Community. Okay, so do furries use musk to attract other furries? Animal musk.
I think we have our answer.
I think that's a no, but
Is that fact or crap?
Oh my lord! I would like to think that that's crap.
It's fact.
Because if
we have one fact, one crap.
They do sell musks, but most of them are more along the lines of like a perfumized kind of.
Okay, so it's not actual
It's not
pheromones from
no.
animals.
No, some of them are.
I guess. What is it?
It's depending because it's such a large community. There are people who do sell pheromone sprays, but for the majority, crap.
I would say that it's just crap, period, because that doesn't actually work. Like, if you want to use it.
It doesn't work, but, like, a very small niche group would be into it. So
I think it does.
I'm going out today, guys. I got to put on my pheromone so I can meet other furries.
Okay, so I have a follow-up question. Inside your fursuits, I'm assuming here that you have fursuits, yes? Mm-hmm. Can you smell anything that's not your fursuit?
No. Like, there's a lot of these questions are going to be kind of, because depending on what kind of suit you have, if you have like a realistic suit, you might be able to smell less. But in the fursuit head I have, I can only smell foam. Some fursuits have fans that blow in outside air, so sometimes
you would be able to smell that barbecue next door.
Oh yeah.
Or the Cheetos they just ate.
Yeah, maybe.
Wow.
Oh, evil. So, real quick, before we go on to the next question, give us an example of what your fursuits are.
The fursuit I have right now is just a head. Mm-hmm. It's made by a creator named Fuzz. They're called Fuzzpunk. They make fursuit heads, but they don't make customs. I plan on getting my own Sona as a full body digigrade custom suit, and that's gonna cost me like $1,500 at the very least. You've got all sorts of different kinds of suits. I don't know if you want me to elaborate on that or if that's gonna be a different question.
I think that'll be a different question.
Okay, all right. Well, my suit is just a head. I've also got a partial suit at home that's realistic. I should have brought him. But
next time.
Yeah, next time.
And as far as I go, right now I just have the fursona. I don't have a suit quite yet, but that's because right now we're trying to focus on getting Mangies done, because there's such a big project. So it takes some time, you know.
Okay. Lala, you want to hit the next question?
Next factor crap.
Hit me.
Hell yeah.
You have holes sewn into your suits for sex.
Fact. Sometimes they're actually not called fursuits. They're called mersuits.
Or
Mur is like kind of like a purr almost.
It's the noise that a cat makes when they're in heat.
Like, so a mersuit is a specific kind of suit made for stuff like that, made for sexual relations.
Yeah,
and some people have the zipper down there just to be able to go to the bathroom easier, especially in big suits. But most of the people who have mersuits are sexual beasts.
For sexy reasons.
Okay, follow-up question to that then. How common is a mersuit? Let's say at a furry convention. How many of those, out of 1,000 suits, how many do you think would be a mersuit?
Probably 2.
Yeah, it's not very common, especially in the fandom. Like, you see a lot more, like, porn than anything. There's not too much actual sex happening in the suits.
Some people, especially characters that are known for their porn, like porn star furries, will have another suit that is not a mersuit that they can go to cons in.
Okay.
But most of the time, since furry cons are SFW, they've got like a lot of young people there. You want to keep it as appropriate as possible. It's the room parties that you have to worry about.
Oh, yeah. They following conventions, you have a lot of things like room parties or after convention parties where they're doing some things. But if you go out to a convention and you have a mersuit and you're wearing your mersuit to go to this convention but not to have sex, you call it fursuiting, F-U-R suiting. But if you're putting on your mersuit specifically to have sex, you refer to it as mersuiting because there is a difference in what you're doing and preparing for.
Yeah, so I would say they're not very common, especially since a lot of furries at cons really don't like to see them. But they're also super expensive to clean, I hear.
Well, so that was another factor crap.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Furries never ever clean their suits.
That's not true at all. There are tutorials on how to like carpet clean your suits.
There's so many.
You need to constantly brush your suit. People have whole care kits. You have to bring a sewing kit to every con or event you go to. Like, there's like a whole backpack full of fursuit care stuff. And if some people don't clean their suits, and those people are avoided like the plague.
I would imagine.
Do they smell like a locker room?
They're
So
nasty.
yeah.
I worked
nasty.
I worked
Musky huskies.
backstage. I work at the convention center, so sometimes we get in like Sesame Street Live.
Musky huskies.
And so part of that is taking care of their furry suits, like Cookie Monsters.
You absolutely have to.
And
They're
we-
just like a mascot costume. They are a lot of uptake and a lot of keeping clean. In fact, some people will avoid the color white in general because white is really hard to keep up with.
Oh yeah.
So, like, that's kind of like when designing a fursuit, you have to keep those parts in mind, like feet paws, tail paws,
Tail
hand
paws.
paws, tails,
Feet
the
paws,
crotch area, the butt.
In case you guys don't know, vinegar and water, natural
yeah.
deodorizer.
Oh yeah.
In all the parts.
Yeah, now your fur costume can smell like vinegar.
And you can vacuum those bad boys. And
They-
you can brush the
I
hell out of those
love
bad boys.
salt and vinegar chips.
They have
Oh yeah.
That was random, but I do too.
Oh, you said vinegar. It's like
No, not vinegar. Did I say vinegar? I
You
meant
did.
vodka.
you said
Okay,
vinegar.
this is
Vodka
better.
and water.
I will
All right,
endorse
all
I will
right.
endorse cleaning anything with vodka and water. The water part for the cleaning.
No. You mix
could
vodka
actually-
and water and you spray it in the pits and the
Groin.
Oh,
the
yeah.
groin, anywhere that you sweat, the boob area, wherever, and
And then once it
and then you
dries.
hang it out, not in the sun, but you hang it to air dry, and then any of your natural odors is dissipated by the vodka.
I could actually be a Russian bear.
some.
You could even
Some
carry
people-
around Russian vodka. That would be so great.
Russia.
And every once in a while, just splash it under your.
Some people actually make specific sprays to deodorize fursuits, and some fursuits are machine washable.
Never use essential oils, folks.
No.
Don't do it. Don't
It
do
melts your fursuit.
Except for
anytime-
the head, right?
anytime you
can't
have-
put the head in or the
Sometimes
tail,
you can.
right? Can you? Oh, really?
It depends. Yeah.
Some fursuit makers
Okay.
actually specifically make their heads to do that. Like, you have to
be
remove the
washer,
eyes.
dryer, safe.
And if your character has, like, specific details that have been sprayed on, you shouldn't. But some fursuit makers make their heads machine washable.
That is awesome to know.
I would love, like, once we start making suits and stuff, I would love to try to work on that.
They have these really cool things, and I really want one. They're called head dryers. And so...
Like in a salon?
No. See, like, they're shaped kind of like a mannequin head.
Yeah.
So you put your fursuit head on it, and it's a fan, and it blows up into the fursuit head to get all that smell out.
Yeah.
But they also have those for bodysuits. And so when you hang them up in the hotel for fur cons,
Yeah. They had some of those on Sesame Street Live. Just a really wide thing with a fan in it, and you just plug it in, and it just
Heck
blows.
yeah.
I've got one of those for my boots and gloves for work. So
Do you?
tasty.
Yeah.
Really?
I really do.
Okay, I'm just kidding. Fact or crap? Furries usually buy their own suits.
Fact.
Fact.
Fact. Good.
I
You can't
always thought
donate
that-
a suit.
I feel like that's kind of half and half because a lot of people do make their own.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You either make or you make or bank when it comes to furry suits. I would say most of them buy their own suits, but there are some people who make their own.
The dream is to kind of get to a point where you can afford to buy it.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like I would if I were into the furry lifestyle, I would want to make my own because I'm changing shape constantly. I feel like I could probably do a better job of keeping it custom to my shape.
I know that, like, one of my friends, he's an otter. He had a full suit, which is head to toe. And he lost a lot of weight. So he actually had somebody take in his suit. There are local makers that will help you with that.
yeah.
Some people will help you for free.
No shit.
There are at least 3 local makers in Bakersfield.
There are companies that you can
God.
just ship. If you buy your suit from them, then you can ship.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
You,
Yeah,
you
everyone
can-
knows we're in Bakersfield. It's
California.
Okay.
Bakersfield sucks.
Yeah, some people actually, like,
Agreed.
some people will I know that there's this massive company called More for Less, and they will accept your suit back for free to do tailors and tethers and stuff. It just takes them a really long time. That's also
so
why
busy.
you would want to know how to sew as a fursuit owner, because popped seams are really common.
Yeah.
Because, people do all sorts. Like, you can look it up. They do, like, jumping jacks. What is it? Cartwheels. People get really, really active in their suits.
Oh yeah, like people. There's this video. And it was like just to show how durable my suit is, and it shows this person like being thrown, like the actual person, and then it shows them like rolling or hitting things. Or one time he got ran over by a 4-wheel drive thing, and his suit was fine.
The suit, not the person.
The person.
In the suit?
In the suit.
The person in suit got run over by a 4-wheel drive.
Not like an
ATV type thing.
Like an ATV.
I'm like,
so it wasn't really like
he's dead now.
Okay, that's not a hell of a lot better. I drive an ATV professionally, and that shit is not light. I had my foot run over one time. It was not pleasant.
It was fun to watch him get hit by a car.
Factor crap. Furries never wear clothes underneath their suit.
Crap. That is crap.
Look on your face.
It is strongly suggested that you wear Under Armour. So you have to buy like the Under Armour to go under it,
right?
Because that whisks away the moisture.
Yeah.
And some people wear their normal clothes underneath it, and just because you can't just walk around in a fursuit all day.
Depending on the suit, you actually wear Under Armour, then you wear your normal clothes, then you wear the suit, and some suits actually have their own like clothes and accessories over top of that.
When we get his suit, he actually wants to wear a jean jacket with his character. That'll be one of his character traits. Mm-hmm. And my character is a leather jacket because he's a little bitch.
Okay, so when you guys get to the point where you're making suits, okay, I will work with you. Get me set up with a suit. I'm not sure what kind of person I'll be.
Oh my god.
I am so excited.
I want
for
you all
this
to start
already.
thinking about this right now, okay?
Heck, yes.
So, next factor crap.
Furries don't know who is under the suit. If you don't, how did I word that?
Okay, if you're walking around in a convention, you see a giant Tweety bird right over there. You wouldn't know who's under there.
No, you wouldn't. Unless you're personally friends with that person, you wouldn't. But you might know the Sona based off of social media. Like, I have an Instagram, and I know a lot of people whose Sonas, like, there are certain people, like, there's this YouTuber named Majira Strawberry, and he is a strawberry fox. But people can recognize him based off of his voice and, like, his look because he's takes off his suit in video.
Oh, my God.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, like, depending on, most of the time you don't know who's underneath the suit. So it's all about anonymity with a lot of people.
Yeah, it depends though, because when you have like Majira's had so many different suits. He takes some of them to cons, so he'll have somebody else wear an older one or a different one, and it's easy to tell whether or not it's him or someone else because
of the way he carries himself.
Yeah. He's so tall.
Also,
super tall.
Depends on how recognizable your character is. Like, if you're I'm so sorry for doing this, Popufur, they're all about puns. It's all about puns.
Super funny.
You keep saying Sona. Is that like fur Sona then?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Persona.
You have a persona. I guess you could say, like, you have a persona in the kinky world. Your character is your persona. Some people have characters that are not supposed to be represented by him. Their character? What? So, okay, let me backtrack. People have characters that are not supposed to be them, but, like, my Mangie is the ideal version of myself.
Wait, who's your Mangie?
My Mangie is my fursona.
Okay.
So, my fursona's name is Mangie. Mangie the Fox. And he is the ideal version of me, but he is the character I choose to associate myself with the most because I love him. I love him.
Now, me, Honey's one of my actual newer personas. I decided that I wanted to kind of update a little bit. I actually have 2 right now, but I've gone through like a whole set of them. And I have other characters that are just furry characters that I would love to get made as fursuits, but don't necessarily represent me as a furry.
Okay. Lala, next factor crap, please.
I don't have any more factor crap because we kind of went. Well, one was it's all about the sex, but that was kind of answered that it's not all about the sex unless you're wearing a mersuit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? So if you're wearing a mersuit, you also wouldn't wear clothes, right? Because that's the idea is you want...
I think your Under Armour might have holes in the genitalia.
Yeah.
Typically, yeah.
Oh, okay. So if you... Well, you guys aren't into that though, right? Are you into mersuit?
I'm not... I would personally never want to have sex in a fursuit. But I do have porn of my character. A lot of people do. I've drawn porn of my character.
We've got porn.
Okay, drawn. I'm thinking.
No. A lot of
my mind went a completely different track than drawn porn
Me too.
of your character.
Sorry.
It's okay.
It's okay. I have a lot of the porn of my characters. All of the porn of my character is drawn and will remain drawn because I don't like mersuiting. Like, it's hard to breathe already in a fursuit head or in a fursuit in general. Like, it's not worth that. No. It's not worth it.
We're kind of chunky monkeys, so...
Speak for yourself.
Okay, I'm one chunky fucking monkey, so to add on at least 2 layers of clothes and then on top of that hardcore fucking, like... Don't like... Sorry, I like it cold.
Agreed. Yeah, same here.
I do have other questions.
What's that?
From
Go ahead.
other people.
Go for it.
Okay. So you guys have been to a convention, correct?
Actually, no.
We've been to a
meetups.
meet, which is it's kind of like a convention. We went to the barbecue
Out here in Southern California.
So we had to drive like really far, like past LA, but it was a barbecue with a whole bunch of furries. And
did you dress?
I didn't have a fursuit
at
then.
that time. They didn't have a fursuit, so
but there were a lot of fursuits there.
Oh, but you could go either or. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people, when they go to conventions, they don't actually wear fursuits, or sometimes they'll spend half of the con without their suit because they want to walk around and see all the art and stuff without being obstructed by their suit.
So it's more like a Comic-Con, maybe? Because of the fursonas of people, and they do art, and they
like you can cosplay at a Comic-Con.
Right?
Right. Well, the cons themselves have nothing to do with porn. There are like some stands that will sell porn, and then there are some stands that will sell dog dicks. Like
Covers Mike.
dog dicks. Like a Bad Dragon stand would sell dildos and stuff, but that's like all depending on if the con itself has a NSFW section.
Yeah.
Okay. But mostly they're SFW.
Yeah, mostly they're
after
safe
hours.
for work. They have after-hour parties. They have room parties. But the con itself, put on by the hotel or put on by the crew, is...
Always SFW.
Yeah, it's never NSFW. It's... I don't know how to explain it. It's fun. It's mostly just fun and games and not really porn or sex or mersuiting or anything like that.
If you're going to a furry convention, typically you're there to have a good time.
And socialize.
Socialize. Take all of the pictures that you can, because some of these characters are absolutely fucking adorable.
So, are fur people really friendly?
Oh,
Like-
yeah. It depends.
Oh, yeah, no.
But for the most part, yeah.
Definitely. One true stereotype about furries is that they love hugs. And
that's true?
Yeah, that's
So many
absolutely
hugs.
true.
I hate hugs, but yeah, they love hugs.
Furries love hugs. Furries love going out and socializing. Like, we were gonna go out to First Friday, but I didn't end up doing that.
Friday.
First
Well, now.
Friday, me and a couple of my buddies tend to go out to like local parks and suit. Some furries actually will suit at children's hospitals to go see the sick kids, and some, like, a lot of the fur cons have really noble donation spots. Like, I believe Further Confusions this year was for the Australia bushfires, but I can't be sure. There are some that are for like the ASPCA. There was one on the East Coast that had a little bit of a controversy because they were raising money for police canines. So they were raising money to get them all bulletproof vests so that, you know, because they couldn't afford them. But they like actually shut it down because got a little political. But
there was a lot of politics following that one. But a lot of the times it tends to follow like children's I'm trying to think of the word, charities, and then animal charities, because especially in the furry fandom there's such a love for animals.
Yeah.
Where do you guys go? Do you go somewhere locally to meet other furries?
There's a Discord group locally, and you set up meetups through that. The administration in that group doesn't really set up events, but we used to meet every first Friday and go out suiting, unless it was super hot. We'll meet at Dagny's occasionally. There are private house meetups, and all of that, like, it's fun. It's fun. There are 80 members in that one.
We typically have at least one meetup a month, but us ourselves, we meet up fairly regularly with furry people.
I really like the furry fandom because I'm an artist. I could sell art in the furry fandom. I try to keep active so my name is known. Mm-hmm. And I really like the furry fandom because I think the people can be really, really friendly, super hospitable. The fandom itself is super wholesome, excellent. The furry YouTubers, I love them. I have a furry body pillow that it was supposed to be bought ironically, but nobody knows that it's ironic.
So you just bought it, period?
So I just bought it. And it's kind of like consumed my life. Most of my social life is with furries.
Okay.
I thought you meant the docky for a second. The docky has consumed your life. That's just me. That character was actually made of Majira Strawberry.
Why you gotta out me like that?
I do have to out you just because we had to do it because Majira Strawberry especially, like, his character is very safe for work. If you like
very wholesome
Google porn of his character, like, you can't find it, period. But then he came out with this docky that is like oddly sexualized of him, and it was him who came out with it. And so we were like, what the fuck is this? Oh my god, I need one. Because he like tweeted it out for the Mon Pa lovers, because there's like a big...
We'll get into that.
Yeah. But so we had to buy it because it was just a stupidly over-sexual version of his character on a 6-foot fucking body pillow. Like, we had to do it.
It's a big body pillow.
And is it furry?
Big.
Yeah.
No, the pillowcase itself is like satiny, but his character is anthro, if that's what you're asking.
I was asking if the
Oh, no, it's not fuzzy.
Fuzzy, yeah.
No.
Okay.
I wish.
I'm kind of overwhelmed by all of this. This is
lot of
more
information.
information than I thought I would ever get about
Should
furries.
I just keep asking questions?
Keep
then?
on.
Okay.
Keep it.
What draws you to the okay, am I saying the right terminology? Furry lifestyle?
Furry fandom?
Fur people? Furries.
Furries.
Okay, so what draws you to the lifestyle?
I love the art, and I love doing art. I got into art from spite.
Out of spite.
But animal characters are really easy to draw. They're not as easy to have that uncanny valley effect. So when you're starting off drawing, it's good to start with animals because they're easy. And there's a lot of pictures of animals. They don't come in all sorts of different shapes and sizes. I mean, they do, but anyway. I started out drawing animal characters. I didn't consider myself a furry, and then my big brother, I always follow in his footsteps. He joined the fandom, and he has a
buntarang.
He has a what?
He has a popcorn bear, and I really liked his character's design, and I started looking more into the furry art. And while there is bad art, like my art, you've also got really good art.
It's really good. Shut the fuck up.
I really like the artistic part. I like the anonymity because I have really bad anxiety, and being able to cover my face and portray a character has always been like one of my escapes. So
see, we both have issues with like anxiety and depression. So when it comes to being able to represent ourselves in a way that is outside of that, being able to pretend like we're better than that, it really helps, because it is really a form of escapism. We were actually talking to Awesome about this. He watched a Down the Rabbit Hole episode, which you guys should definitely go and watch, about furries.
Okay.
And when furries were invented, they were actually called funny animals, and it's because they were taking these animal characters and doing things that were really frowned upon, or like people didn't like, that it wasn't exactly okay to talk about, like the kinky fandom. Like the first FurCon, they had a fursuit that was like in leather garb, like a full dominatrix suit, with like a riding crop and all of this, because way back when it was she was a deer. She was fucking adorable.
I could be a deer.
You could be anything. Anything you want. Like
you should be a deer.
The buntarang that we're talking about is actually a mythical animal that smells like popcorn, and it's mixed between like a bear and a squirrel. And he just smells like popcorn. Like that's his natural musk. Thank you so much. So
he smells like popcorn.
He smells like popcorn.
I love that.
It's not mythical.
He's a myth.
No, he's a real animal.
Wait, who is?
The buntarang.
They actually smell like popcorn.
That's a real
I'm sorry.
animal?
Now I have to Google
Holy
this, because bullshit. Like, it's a bear, but it has like a squirrel tail, and it smells legit like popcorn.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, you're not making this up.
I
That's a real animal.
Don't know. I thought it was mythical until now. Hold on.
It's a real animal.
Okay. Well, he is looking that up. Are there any kinks in the furry lifestyle?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I mean, besides mersuits,
you have a lot of kinks that the furries are kind of known for. Like,
lay them on me.
You've got vor, which is being consumed either like as like you've got micro and macro, and then you've got micro and macro vor. Like micro is when you shrink your character down and then like people are like stepping on him or stuff like that. People love that.
Okay, but this is art, correct?
Yeah, this is art.
Okay.
And then you've got macro, which are like animals like going through and like knocking down buildings, kind of like
Godzilla.
Like Godzilla. That's macro. And then you've got micro macro, where like you have a lion like eating a mouse whole or stuff like that. And I'm not really a fan, but I know about it. I also know about like the inflation side, which is where like the character is like blown up to like unreasonable proportions, like real fat kind of like circular characters that are like
Vor is crazy.
And then you have, like we said earlier, maw and paw, which is maw is the mouth and the teeth and the tongue, and then you have paw, which are the paws.
So it kind of goes along with like the foot fetish kind of thing, or like with the maw thing, kind of like, I'm trying to think. It's like the whole facial thing, like you're just getting your mouth like super wet and dirty, and it's all over your face,
like drool and sticky.
Yeah.
But this is all like pertaining to art.
Yes,
but in the
typically.
physical world,
like
is there kink in your fursuit? Like, is there dominant and submissive? Is there?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. There's you're gonna find them anywhere. A lot of like animalistic or primal kinks. You've got some people actually show up in pup hoods. So like that's they're like really like side by side, but they're not the same.
So
Okay.
you can, if you're into mersuiting, so having sex in your fursuit, there's a whole different like variety of things. Like, you could be very dominant.
There's a different variety.
There's a variety. Oh my god, you're already one of us?
There's a variety.
You're, like, legit. Puns are so fucking popular in the fandom that, I'm sorry, you're just one of us now.
I'm finding
period.
myself more and more attracted to furries.
Oh, yeah.
Greedy is a furry. Fact.
Canon.
You can actually...
that's the new... Hold on. That's the new kink. Greedy is a furry. Like,
fact.
Greedy has a beard. Hi, I'm Greedy.
Does, yeah.
So now he's a furry.
Now he's a furry.
We made him a furry. Go ahead.
So when you're in your suits, and I'm not talking art, I'm talking like real life. How does that make you feel? Do you go into your mangy persona and that's all you are? Kind of like being a little, kind of like being a pet in pet space?
Oh, yeah.
Do you speak? Do you speak in your fursuit head? Or
a lot of people don't. A lot of people have what is called a handler, which is, it's kind of like the pet space one, but it doesn't have to be sexual. And like multiple fursuits can have multiple handlers. They have to handle things like keeping track and making sure you're drinking water, because a lot of fursuiters have so much fun and they're so involved in their fursuit that they actually get heat stroke. And that's not what you want in a fursuit. Mm-mm. But your handler, he's my handler. Honey is my handler. And when I'm in suit, and when I'm with my friends in suit, he has to keep track of all of us. And sometimes, you do slip into a headspace where you are a giant husky or you are a giant anthropomorphic fox. Some people don't. Like, some people just wear the suit because it's a big old pretty suit. But some people, I would say like a lot of people get into the handling, like, fursuit actually mindset.
It just depends, because we have a friend who he's like super quiet, and then once he puts on his suit, he's like the sassiest motherfucker that you've ever fucking met.
So
I love
he
him
will
so
talk.
much.
He will talk with his because he feels safe to be able to vocalize when he's really shy. Or the opposite, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like how people wouldn't be mean to your face, but they'll be mean to you online.
Facebook.
Okay.
That's what it's like. It's like being able to put on a mask.
Yeah, but so some costumes invoke a certain character, like with
has a beard
lavender.
fetish.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, you guys, listeners. The reason I'm giggling is because our guest brought Kikomon a puppy.
He's a little pitty.
And he is like licking and loving on Greedy's beard, and it is freaking hysterical. It's adorable. Okay, back to conversation. I'm gonna put my blinders on because it's too cute to watch. I can't not watch it. Thank you, Heckler, for blinding me. Okay.
He's so good.
So I'm sorry, I totally interrupted you, but you're talking about like persona, like
you got different personas. It just depends, especially because everyone comes at it differently.
Like with
so like with the head behind you, they're supposed to be super super sweet, especially with this person. When this person plays them, they tend to be sweet and kind of goofy. I'm not too sure about our friend who owns this suit, but it depends, because everyone sees it a little differently. Like with my sonas, one of my other ones, Tosca, he represents like the analytical and the ambitious part of me. So when I'm playing Tosca, he's very calm and analytical and kind of a dick. Just throwing that one out there. He's a cock muncher.
I like that, cock muncher.
So it depends, because you see different things. Like if you see a big purple husky, what are you going to think? Is this one a coffee loving soccer mom bitch hipster? Or are we thinking like weeaboo who drinks only matcha and nothing else?
Sorry, I messed up my mic. when it comes to the suit, I tend to base my character off of what the suit looks like. Because that suit is happy and it's got like a permanent grin and it's got its tongue out. It's kind of a, oh, look at me, I'm a giant husky. Like, I'm going to be bouncy, I'm going to be hyper and
playful.
run around and play. And then, like, depends, like, out in public, the places I suit, you want to, like, focus on your surroundings and making sure that there's no dogs getting upset or there's no kids that are scared, because if kids are scared, you want to walk away. But a lot of kids love that suit because of how toony and cartoony he looks. Mm-hmm. So around kids, you know, like, just like let them pet and then just like happy, bouncy. It depends. But with my character Mangie, my character's a douche. He looks
mean.
He's rude. He's mean.
He likes to pick fights.
He's small and he's angry, and so I would play him that way because,
like, get away from me, kid.
Yeah. So it really depends on.
I don't know. Mangie is a mama's boy, sort of. He's a good parent.
I swear to God.
So does he like flirt with the soccer moms? Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh, he fucking definitely would.
Well, I mean, I guess it really depends on how he turns out. Like, if he turns out, like, looking kind of like a punk, he's gonna be a punk. But,
yeah,
like, if he turns out looking, like, more excitable, he might be, like, angry happy, I guess. Aggro. But it really depends on the suit and depends on how well you can separate yourself from the suit and, you know, the person.
Yeah. So at what point, I know like with pet play, you know, they put on all their gear and they start getting into that headspace. Is there a certain part for you when you when you put on the head? Is that when you kind of like go in, or is it when you see your other fur friends and you know you get to interact with them and then you kind of change?
I would say that it's probably when I put on the suit, that's when I adjust myself.
Okay.
And for me, it's really a mindset, but for a lot of people, they're just them in their suits.
Okay.
Yeah, some people just like wearing the suits.
Like, yeah. They're really warm in, like, the winter time, so you want to snuggle up and you just put your suit on and play some video games.
You can see.
Really? You just hang out in your suit at home and play video games?
Yeah, definitely.
we
Especially
like to
if
call
you
it
have
enrichment time. Because we
you gotta take them out for 10 minutes a day, and
yeah, like a joke.
Especially since, like, you know, it's cold now, and like that keeps your face warm, and then you can like curl up in a blanket. It's like you're wearing a giant stuffed animal. It's great. But yeah, I say that I'm in the mangy headspace when I'm hanging out with furries. So I don't have to have a suit on to be mangy.
Oh, okay.
I'm mangy.
That's good to know. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I said, mangy is my idealistic version of myself. Mm-hmm. So as often as I can, I like to be mangy.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I think. Do you have any more questions? I think I asked.
You've answered all of my questions.
And you know what? I have to say, this is nothing like I thought it was going to be.
Actually, I do have one question.
Nothing.
What is yiffing?
Oh my lord!
It's having sex.
So it's called yiffing because it refers to the noise that foxes make when they mate. Adding you, Mangie.
Is that what the fox says?
Yeah, that is in fact what the fox says. At all, only because they're very sexual beings. No, in the furry fandom, foxes tend to be super sexualized and called like sluts.
Because they are sluts.
Because they're total sluts. But that's why it's called yiffing. And so yiffing is just referring to furry characters having sex, pretty much. So
there are like unique facts depending on what kind of animal you are. Mm-hmm. Like dragons are into vor, definitely. For foxes are sluts. Dogs are loyal to the end. The wolves are assholes and uncreative.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There are a lot of people that like to joke, like, if you have a dog wolf, fox sona, then you are just uncreative. I'm sorry.
Those people can actually suck my fox dick.
That's coming from someone who has a fox sona and someone who has a dog sona. Like, literally, my character is a mutt. They're a very specific kind of mutt, but also very generalized. They're just a fucking dog, bro. So,
Well, I mean, like, consider the fact that my character is a naturally colored red fox. Yeah, I'm a little uncreative, but he's got like.
But you have a whole bunch of things that you can do, especially with Mangie. Like, I like to call Mangie iconic because they have a very distinct look about them. Even though they're kind of plain, you know, they're just they're a standard red fox. However, they've got this big, bright red mohawk. They've got a very punk look. A lot of the art we get is very vor because there's not vor. Gore.
I love getting gore of my character. That's technically I guess you would consider that another fetish, is the candy gore kind of gore
Candy
looking.
gore.
Wait,
But I don't.
Are we talking like gore, like the book series gore? Or?
No, like
being
cutting your
beaten
character,
to
being
shit.
bloody,
Bloody.
guts hanging out.
When
love
you
that.
say candy gore, what does that mean?
It's actually really interesting. I really like that. My character has a picture of him sitting on the floor with his guts spilled out, and it's all like pastels, and his blood is green, and he's got rock candy growing in the wounds. So that would be my candy gore.
So like licorice rope coming out instead of intestines?
Oh yeah,
type
yeah.
thing? Okay.
Some of them look like pinatas.
I love that.
It's
Yeah,
really
that's
cool.
kind of fun.
I think
And it's
that is
super
really
fun to draw.
Yeah.
And like sometimes you'll like mix in like actual guts looking,
Okay.
kind of.
Yeah.
But like, that would be considered candy gore.
Candy gore.
Candy and gore. They also have candy gore of not furry characters, and a lot of it is really artistic. I personally don't think it's like a sexual fetish. I do, however, really like drawing him candy gore like, and it's great.
So I keep going back to the whole sex thing because my friend who's really curious about all this stuff wants to know. So
Your
Her friend. Yeah.
it's not me.
Jinx. Oh, me
So
and
if but you guys probably know people who have done this.
Oh yeah.
If you're going to an after party and you're going and you know you're going to be wearing a mersuit, but you're going and you're not going to know anyone there, correct? Usually you don't know.
They're like
who's in
orgies.
the
It
suits.
depends.
They're like orgies. So you don't know who's in the suit, but you're going to have. How do you know? Do you know
You
how
don't.
you would know if you're going to be able to have
A
sex
lot
with
of
that
people get
person,
really
or-
wild in their suits or at
Yeah.
after parties. Some
just-
after parties are just drinking and just watching and having fun and having, but some of them, I've heard them called fox parties because they're foxes.
and they're foxing.
Or
Yiffing.
They're yiffing.
Oh,
I've heard them called fox parties. Those are kind of infamous because they turn into big ass orgies.
but the goal is to go there and get fucked, right?
The-
Fuck
Potentially.
Sometimes.
It-
Some of them is just go and get fucked up.
Most
like
after-
drunk
Yeah.
or drugs,
Drunk, LSD, stuff like that.
Most
Like,
after parties aren't aiming to be having sex. They just tend to be
there are
like
specific
drinking.
There's
or
specific kinds of like after parties. Like, I believe they're called. Yeah, I believe they're called fox parties. Are the big ass orgies or private yiff like room parties.
wink.
Are you winking at me on
I
purpose?
am.
Okay.
I am. I'm not having a stroke.
Wait, say it again. They're wink wink. They're
They're
private
private
fox?
yiffing parties.
Oh.
Or sometimes they'll just call it an orgy.
Okay.
Like, straight up, hey, we like your suit. Do you want to be in an orgy?
Okay.
But I would say that that's, like, few and far between. You have to know people to get into them.
Yeah.
pretty much.
Like the secret society.
Yeah.
Of yiffing.
Yeah,
We
for
should write a
sure.
book.
Oh, hell yeah.
With photos. With art is what I meant. Art.
Hey.
I can do
Photos
So-
can be
It'll
art.
be set up kind of like a kid's book.
No, no, no.
I don't think we need to leave any of this nondescript. We need to make it blatant that, hey, this is not a fucking children's book. Do not open this in front of your 6-year-old.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is nodding. This is
Oh yeah.
being
Every
knotted.
time you say not, I'm just like not.
So if I wanted to be, if I decided that I wanted a fursona and I want a suit made, who would I contact?
You can a lot of people on Twitter will help you design your Sona. I can help and have helped people design their Sona. There are some templates you can use. You saw the picture of his bear character.
I did.
That is actually an outline, and he just filled in the pattern.
Okay.
There's that, or you can just like take a personality test, like which animal are you, and go from there. You can just like watch documentaries. That's what I did. That's why I chose Fox. But it depends on
Like animal documentaries or
yeah, animal
like,
documentaries.
I watched the Disney Nature's Bears.
Yeah.
That one was really funny because the guy who voice acts Wreck-It Ralph
Okay.
is the guy telling you about bears, and it was just brilliant. But a lot of the times you like looking into the animal that you choose to be because you love that animal.
Right. Okay. Cool. All right. I think I got all my questions answered.
I think I got all mine answered.
That's wild.
This is
So when you want to join a community on social media, do you just look up furries?
There
You can. There are a lot of different ways.
There's a California Telegram server. There is a local Telegram server. There's SoCal Furs. You've got stuff like that. You've also got the Bako Furs, which is our local group. I don't know if they want me to add them.
It's kind of like a pick.
real quick. I'm going to show my age here, but Telegram. The
Yeah,
only Telegram
what's
I
that?
know is a hand-delivered piece of paper that was sent.
it's an
from-
app.
It's an app.
It's
Okay.
kind of like it's like a normal texting app, but you've got this anonymousness of not using your phone number. So you use your phone number to log in, but you don't use your phone number to
send the message.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, like mine is like Mangie Fox, of course, and I'm in like a bunch of like furry servers. So I've got like furry commissions because I'm an artist and I want to post there. That's how you get art of your character. It can be a really expensive fandom, but you've also got the California Furs, which is kind of like head to toe California. Everybody in California, you know. I think there's like over 1,000 members in that one. There's 80 in the local one. We put on events here. They have a Telegram and a Discord server. So there's that. But I don't know if either of those are open. They also have a Facebook page.
Yeah. It's kind of like pick your poison, really, when you're looking at joining furry communities. You've got Twitter, where you can follow a whole bunch of people, Facebook, where you can join groups, Discord, where you can add random people or join communities, Telegram. I'm sure they have like Snapchat groups with furries. TikTok
Probably
is
not.
really big for furries.
Oh yeah.
It really depends on what you like, because you have Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat. Really go through it.
Most of the time when you're like looking into getting into events, you're going to want to look local, especially if you want to go out and like walk around with fursuits or get to know people, hang out, create friends groups. You would want to look local. So you would do something like Bako Furs or Kern Furs. You would want to do something like that. So that way, when you have events, there are going to be other people there. There aren't just going to be, you're going to have to drive 3 hours to get to this event. Yeah.
And we have the like Facebook website kind of thing, the furry one. What is it called? I'm losing track of it.
Do me a solid. Take your time, okay? Come up with it and hit us a message before Wednesday, and we'll add it into the show notes.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
So, do you have any other questions about furry stuff?
No. I'm like over. I got lots of notes.
Saturated.
I'm good.
Okay.
It was not what I was expecting.
Fantastic. I think
It's better and more wholesome than I was expecting.
It's so
Wow.
wholesome.
It is. I really thought it was going to be down and dirty. I think my friend thought it was going to be down and dirty. Was hoping it was down and dirty.
A lot of
I think
it
your
is
friend
down
is
and
going to
dirty.
be disappointed.
It just depends.
I think he is going to be disappointed, but that's okay. But let's see. So we have word of the day.
Oh.
Would you like to share what the word of the day is?
Do they know what the word of the day
I
is?
know they do.
It's furry.
It is furry. And you can spell that Furrie or Furry. And you can call Candy Sweetbox, which is area code 805-303-1173.
Bueno.
Leave a message. Text her. Leave a message. Leave a dirty message about what you might want to do with a Murph suit. Ha ha ha. With Candy, perhaps.
Oh, that would be
Right?
fun.
That could be really fun.
So all of our listeners know, we have the official prize for this quarter's drawing. And
We do?
We do. We do.
What is it?
Several months back, you may recall me mentioning that I got into a Kickstarter for a game called Trial by Trolley. And
I do remember that.
Yeah, you do. Okay. So this game is by the creators of Cyanide and Happiness. And it is one of the most horrible games I've ever come across, but it's incredibly fun to play. It makes you pick between the lesser of two evils.
Right.
Like, do you want to kill that little kid that just survived cancer, or do you want to kill Hitler?
Always kill the kid. Hitler dies anyway, spoiler alert.
Yeah, you were showing us videos on a road trip.
Uh-huh.
And they were horribly horrible, but funny as hell.
Oh, yeah, funny as hell. Well, I got into it at the ground floor and got the Ultimate Collector's Edition. So I got all of the upgrades that were unlocked as the Kickstarter progressed. We've got little models of Tram Sam and Trolley, whatever the fuck is the other character's name, as well as the trolley itself.
Awesome.
But one of these, I got two of these sets, okay? One of them is for the headquarters to keep, and one of them is going to be a Lucky Listeners collector set game.
I want to win that. I want to win that. I'm calling Candy right now.
If only.
I'm texting Candy right now.
Uh-huh. So you've got from the day this episode comes out to the next Wednesday to get in that keyword.
Wonderful.
So, yeah. On a side note,
Yeah.
one of my friends, one of my Kick friends, we spoke about her a few months back. Savannah, do you recall this conversation?
I do remember Savannah, yes.
So Savannah shared with us a picture of her vajayjay.
Yes. Did she send a new one?
Kind of. I mean,
Oh.
I'll happily share, you know.
Okay. How is Savannah doing?
Savannah is doing well. Got to take her first bath. Savannah, if you guys haven't listened, is a trans male to female, and got her operation and just sent pictures. So I will pass the phone so you can see exactly.
I think the conversation was like, when you have your genitals changed, do you still feel sensitivity and etc.?
Kind of poor lighting on that picture, but you can see it is absolute. Anyway, so
That's
she
awesome.
she let me know that she got to take her first bath and got to experience a Hitachi magic wand, and it drove her absolutely fucking nuts.
Oh, really?
Yes. So all functionality is applicable here, and she's having the time of her life.
That's awesome.
Savannah, tops off to
Yay,
you.
Congrats. Woohoo.
Indeed.
Bless.
And thank you for sharing your photos. I know that's hard, but at the same time, you probably want to show it off because that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, Savannah, if you hear this and would like us to post your pictures, like you can send specific pictures to post to the Discord and to Kick, and we'll happily share those along. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Lala, did you have anything else to add to today's conversation?
Are you asking for my final thoughts?
Sure. How about final thoughts?
Gosh, don't judge a book by its cover and don't judge a kink or fandom according to what you've seen on TV or what you've heard in the rumors. So I think we got a lot of good answers. And I'm going to really rethink things that I thought I knew. Honey, do you have any final thoughts?
I don't know. I've been here for a hot tick. One of the things that we're kind of talking about a little bit is we're talking about Bad Dragon.
Yes.
A lot of furries know about Bad Dragon just because there's like a whole lot there. So if you really want to get into the furry fandom,
The dirty part?
the dirty part of the furry fandom,
I highly suggest Bad Dragon, not sponsored.
friggin' wish we were sponsored. No, but Bad Dragon's really cool. Going back kind of on what you were saying, hoping for it to be a bit more dirty. There's a whole lot out there, and it just depends, because, like,
They have dragon dicks.
they have dragon dicks. That's the only reason you should go, is because they're dragon dicks. Just.
Shout out to Bad Dragon.
They also also have tentacles.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
they do.
Greedy, you got... Or,
No. Guests first.
Sorry. Well,
Honey, do you have any final thoughts?
he just shared his final thoughts.
Oh,
Bad
fuck.
Dragon.
Bad Dragon, bitches.
Mangie.
Mangie.
Final thoughts.
I don't think.
You don't think?
No, not a lot.
Definitely look into making a fursona, period.
Not. Don't ever just say not in front of a furry. There you
Don't
go.
do it.
Also, ooh.
Ooh, oh.
Shout out to all my furries out there.
Us why.
Ooh.
You can't just say that and then not tell
I think
us why.
I think we need to leave the
okay.
listeners hanging on
Cliffhanger?
this one.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you can tell us off the air, but haha, listeners.
Don't Google it.
Oh God. So my final thoughts, since nobody's asking me now.
What's your final thoughts?
First off, I'd like to thank all of our sponsors, JW Paddles, wow, Brad of Steel Passies, and who's our last sponsor?
Bee stings.
Bee Stings, Piercings by Bee. We love you very much. Thank you for your sponsorship. We'd like to thank all of our patrons for supporting us all this time. My closing thought is practice safe sex. Go fuck yourself.
All right.
Woo!
Yay.
Bye!